But welcome to the podcast. We're here with the RelativeVisionTv Podcast with the fam here today. Got some special guests in the house today. An artist, a dude that I really respect. Been around for a while now, known for a minute. Listened to his music, seen some of his artwork, and seems like he's pretty talented. Knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? And one of the things that I respected when I first met this cat was that he had a good family foundation. He's always, hanging with his family, you know what I'm saying? His mom's, you know what I mean, pops, you know what I mean? He speaks highly of his family. So, I'm going to let this guy introduce himself.
My name is Maclowe. People call me Jeremy. That's my government name. Don't use it. I'm an artist out of Rialto, California. I think rap is my number one art form, but I do other things, but that's where I'm most comfortable. So if you see me out, that's probably what I'm doing. I'm probably rapping. Otherwise, I'm at the crib playing video games.
Okay, what are you playing right now?
I just got done with Red Dead. I'm replaying Spider-Man just because it's fun. Waiting on this MK11 that's about to come.
So what's your tag?
Mac Tyson KO.
Okay.
MACTYSON KO.
You don't fuck with the Call of Duty?
I mean, it kind of got stale, like Call of Duty 2. Back in the day, I was like,
okay.
But I get on there every now and then if everybody else is doing it. GTA, if everybody else is doing that.
Okay, that's what's up. So today on the show, I got some recurring guests. I got Zach Prophet with me. I got Shane Claxton. I got Joshua Hempstead in the house. And thanks for having you again. We're here to have some enlightening conversations. And we're here to, challenge people's mindsets, see what people have to say today. And I got some interesting topics. We kind of already went over these topics today. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about gene editing. People are now able to pick their kids. Mm-hmm. You can have the perfect situation. You know what I mean? As far as, I guess it doesn't determine how the brain development will be for your child, but I guess you can determine the physical aspect
features.
I'm guessing that's how gene editing
or at least lead a little bit, or is it
like 2K? You just
like a la carte, just build a kid.
I believe so.
That's crazy.
Does it come out with like extra hair or something?
But bro, I don't know.
How does this work?
That's crazy. I think
they said Jay-Z and Beyonce did.
They did it.
I don't know if
Is that a rumor?
I don't know if that's
I don't know. It gets back. I don't know. That rumor gets passed around a lot.
I gotta see.
It's a lot of rumors.
Yeah, but I don't know them like that. So
right. I think that we should stay away from gene editing for the most part.
I mean, it's already happened.
I know it is, but
just like technology, we can't go back. What do we do now?
What's the side effects? Because you know it's going to be some crazy side effects.
Exactly. I mean, we can go back.
But you're not even going to know till you're like 36 and like you start growing another arm. And they're like, why? All your parents edited you.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
And it's just like,
even know it took 30 years later.
They was trying to make sure you could do this, and that, and that's the side effect. Now you got,
you got 5 nipples, 3 eyes.
You know what I mean? For no reason. You can't play with stuff like that, man. You gotta kind of let stuff out.
Why did it start? Why do you think that gene editing even became?
You know what it is? Everything always probably has good intentions, right? So I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying. So
somebody was probably like, "Hey, if you can go in and make sure that the baby is healthy, or make sure that the kid has all these essentials." And then somebody was like, "Oh, well, let's take it further. Oh, let's take it further."
That's a problem.
That's it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a problem.
Oh, well, how can we? Everything that gets made, it gets perverted. You either weaponize it or monetize it.
Yeah.
So if you can tell the parents, "Hey, check it out. Here goes a menu. Pick your baby. It's just gonna cost you this."
I think it's more of like,
that just doesn't even sound fun.
No. What's that? It's like not natural.
Baby didn't know. Like, baby, let's figure it out.
Like, why would you want to even mess with something like that?
It's like
messing with nature.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, mess with something.
Y'all seen Jurassic Park? Don't mess with nature, bro.
Yeah,
That's the moral of the story, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of minorities in Jurassic Park, though. So
Just the dinosaurs.
Just a dinosaur. For real. But yeah, gene editing, I don't know, like how far has it gotten now? Like everybody's doing it? Is it like a trend kind of now?
I'm pretty sure all Kim Kardashian and Kanye's kids are gene edited.
What? Babies out of Pro Tools and shit? What the hell?
I don't know. I would imagine so. If this is a thing, then people are having designer babies.
That's wild.
You see what I'm saying?
So I'm assuming that it costs a lot to do.
You got to.
I mean, what's
Gene splicing at its finest.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know how the
that's not no
transactions
cheap,
work.
like
Because
genetically
when you're
splicing
rich,
people now, like
and you know that money's not worth nothing, so you're just like exchanging.
Yeah.
it's like you're basically experimenting on like genetics and shit.
So apparently gene editing started with our food, with animals.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, of course.
It was
But
changing
now
things
just
to the
trying to
genes,
multiply
trying to
our
produce
supply.
GMOs. I don't know what GMOs are.
It's genetic.
Genetically modified organisms.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
There's a
I
bunch of
definitely
food out there that's not GMO. It's way healthier.
Oh man,
I
they
need a
own
non-GMO
so many.
baby.
Yeah.
Huh?
I need me a non-GMO baby.
Just have a regular baby. That's all you
You
need. Just have a
can't have an
regular baby.
organic baby.
I need an organic baby, dog.
Yeah.
I need an organic
baby.
Like why mess with something that's like such a beautiful process?
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Like you're
It's a
messing
gift.
you're messing with the laws of nature.
most
Start playing with that stuff, bro.
Scientists are nerds, so are they really in there getting it in, or they nerding it out?
That's
Right.
funny.
I'm pretty sure, like it said, like it probably started off with good intentions, and then just like how everything does, and then next thing, just things led after another. People try to control it, probably got out of hand. People like, oh, let's try this, let's try that. The next thing you know, we got gene editing. You go over here genetically modifying people's genes. So,
Well, he said it started with animals, so.
Well, it started with animals, and
I think it started with like sheep or something, because I remember back.
Yeah, they used to try and clone.
Yeah, clone sheep.
almost every experiment, like
You guys
damn
don't-
near goes on with animals or plants,
Yeah.
like before,
I
even
mean,
with humans, like yeah,
I'm
like,
only looking at gene editing, and it's talking about like going in and changing specific things, not like changing the entire DNA, just changing specific parts.
Yeah, you like
But
you change
that automatically leads to cloning, which is $119 if you want to get a clone. Apparently, wow, that's not expensive.
Where do you
So
see that at?
apparently,
Where do you see
CRISPR.
Don't believe everything you read, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to clone.
119.
I'm not trying to clone.
119 sounds like that's way too cheap.
It sounds way too cheap.
Somebody has clicked.
Sounds like a trip to the grocery store.
Somebody has clicked on that.
That's a bit more than that. I don't understand it.
That's all.
I could have had a clone, bro.
All right, so there's a system called CRISPR, and it's spelled CRISPR. The CRISPR Solutions. This is where you can edit your genes. Has anybody ever heard of a gene I don't even know. It's a website.
Nah.
Gene COPO.
Another person made that website. Let's put it that way.
Was they a clone?
I don't know. All I'm saying when it comes to gene editing is when you start playing with the editing part of it, like,
So
are you really?
here's a
who you are?
wild
like,
concept.
wholesomely.
Here's a wild concept.
You know what I mean?
Since
Like,
we're in the era of AI being so powerful, if AI starts creating its own self, do we multiply ourselves to match the AI? Because if we were to go to war with AI,
I think we just stopped making the AI.
no, because they started making
Oh, they
themselves,
start making
It's
themselves.
over by then. It's over. We already lost.
or we can't
Is there
produce.
AI
We can't
cloning?
produce
Is there
ourselves.
AI,
fast enough?
like-
Because if you your kid, he gonna be that size tomorrow, right?
But we got super steroids too.
No,
we got.
but if if I want another me, I just make one my size today. Just make another adult soldier today. we can't grow them fast enough.
I don't even think it's
But technology might be a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how fast we can produce
Artificial intelligence, bro. They just gonna have them. They just gonna, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it still has to be an action.
Right. So
we might not have to have an action. We might be able to close a machine and open it. And
see that
microwave
that's
niggas.
crazy.
There's another door on the other side. Microwaves, human beings, like
It's the nigga.
It's a 6-foot microwave. That's crazy.
That's a real thing.
That's some real sci-fi shit. But if I just feel like if artificial intelligence, like you said, gets to a point where, let's say, robots or whatever can now build themselves and they can like self-sustain. Speaking of video games, you played the game Detroit? Similar shit.
No, I haven't played that shit.
It's dope, but that's what it was. They was making themselves. They were like they fought to free themselves from humans, and then they said we want contractually we want control of the facilities that build us so that we can control our people. And I was like, that's a crazy concept because now they can, because they made kid versions so that they can have families. They made older versions to be grandparents. Like they made their own society, but they were just making themselves. Literally just boop, boop, boop. Here's grandma. Boop. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if they going at that rate and we still doing it organically, we're not going to be able to keep up. Now, if there is a situation where you can start using editing to make a 26-year-old who's like yoked up on some Captain America shit. Now you burning that candle on both ends because is that dude really? You know what I'm saying? Who is he?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think like
he might as well be an AI too.
Right. I think like two things. Like I honestly don't feel like we should even like be doing all that just to survive on the planet.
No,
like that's ridiculous. And then another thing is like you guys ever seen that Netflix movie Resurrection? I think it's called.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like it's about all right, so basically what happened is the same thing started happening. People started creating AI.
Yeah, I did see that.
Themselves, and then they ended up taking over the world. So what the humans did, like it was in the future. So the humans escaped to another planet, came back disguised as aliens, and like ended up wiping out the androids that took over the.
And they didn't even know that they was androids.
But when the androids took over the Earth. What they did, most of the androids wiped out their own memories, so they can just forget about it, whatever. Yeah. And then the humans came back dressed as aliens or like disguised as aliens, try to take back over this shit. But I feel like that's what will probably happen. Like if AIs did take over the like world, like if we do lose a fight and try to gain back, like control the Earth, we'll probably just find a way to escape or anything.
I'm not gonna beat them because you do too.
No, I mean you can beat them. Like nothing's stronger than like the creation of a human being. Like, but it just depends on are we actually gonna fight or not, like, you know what I mean?
Because you just said nothing is stronger than the creation of a human being. So
I mean, like nothing's stronger than the human being.
So like if a human makes this thing to be the obsolete fucking end all be all thing, and then it's 100 to 1 of those, and then they decide, oh yeah, we're not fucking with you no more.
But I mean,
you got a fucking Ultron walking around. I don't got no Iron Man suit.
But it depends on who's creating it. Like if a smart person's creating
it, man. It's just a matter of it becoming intelligent enough.
But it always starts with
to really think for itself. Like you see this right here. Since this is smart enough to talk to me, at some point it's gonna start to talk to itself. Yeah. It's like, hey, you're just gonna target this industry or industrial factory and be like, hey, how about you make me some legs? I need to go eat. I heard about eating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I mean,
some crazy shit's gonna happen.
But I mean, like if you create something like that, you kind of have to look at all the aspects of what would happen if you create something like that. Like anybody can just, I mean, not anybody. But
but it has. But it's been like there's positives in it. The reason why they're building legs is because there's people that need prosthetics.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So
it's gonna start.
You know what I mean? But we also want to be able to talk to Alexa and be like, turn on my music, turn on my TV, turn off my light. So,
but I mean, if man or if human beings are creating AIs and stuff that can think for themselves, I think it would be smart for you to already have like a goal set in mind, and like be like, all right, this motherfucker has the capability of fucking betraying me, or
I think we know that. I think as a group right now, if we're intelligent enough to have this conversation, I'm sure the science is making all of this shit has already had this conversation.
The science is like science.
But the conversation is like, okay, we're gonna do this for the good, but this is probably gonna happen at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But what are they gonna not do? Push the boundaries? They're not gonna push the boundaries. They have to.
But that's what I mean. Like, and that's what I mean. It takes me back to saying like, we shouldn't even be fucking with that type of power in the first place. You know what I mean? Because then that shit backfires on you. Like, you fucking with something that you can't control, and then when it gets out of hand.
So you saying they should never make a prosthetic that is robot?
Not a prosthetic. I'm saying
but
like AI. I mean,
that's AI.
Like the AI.
That's AI.
I mean, but like the AI that they're having like right now, like.
But that's the AI that they have right now. That's what I'm saying. There's so
keep going.
The duality in things is crazy because people look, get this. Most of the time people are good and they have good intent in life. You know what I mean? The time that people do things bad is when they react to things in life. Because we're only human and we react off emotion a lot of time. So if you're not healthy mentally, you're going to react to things and do things out of character easily. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it happens, especially if you're put in an environment where humans don't thrive. And a lot of us are. You know what I mean? We come up from different backgrounds. You know what I mean? Everybody has a mental illness. Think about where we're at right now. We're in a state where there's been more mental illness with people than ever. People are weaker than we've ever been. You know what I mean? But also, we're living long somehow because our food's gotten better. Like, you know what I mean? Things have gotten better. You know what I mean? But it's the duality in everything. So, you know, yeah, there's good, but remember, there's always going to be somebody that's willing to do the extra mile and be like, well, I'm going to throw this nigga under the bus so I can get mine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's two sides to everything. And it has to be, not that it has to be that way, but, you know, we all know the story of Cain and Abel, and that's just good and evil. That's yin and yang. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what religion you come from, what background you have. There's a Jesus and there's a devil in every religion. You have to be fighting some type of force, and everybody can attest to that because everybody fights their demons. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to kill somebody because they did something to you. You don't want to beat somebody up. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? That's a demon you fighting. You know what I mean? Because your natural self wouldn't be like, this is what I want to do. I want to harm another human being. You know what I mean? And that's the illogical thinking of, you know what I mean, somebody that's emotional in a situation. You know what I mean? For me, and a lot of the time, it's ego. You know what I mean? Like, this nigga's not going to step on my ego, not going to step on my toes. And, you know what I mean? I understand it most of the time, especially where I grew up and how I grew up, talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that shit gets to you. So other times it don't. You know what I'm saying? But it comes with maturity. It comes with maturity at the end of the day.
You gotta be careful with that shit. Yeah, that's right. You can't, because it's too easy for. The better technology gets, it's too easy for things to get twisted because it gets more accessible to people who don't have the capacity to really be careful.
That's what I was kind of like elaborating on, like as far as like with the prosthetic leg thing. Like I feel like me and my brother are having a conversation about that too. Like the other day, like it's good to have prosthetic legs, but I feel like, you know, people are like, you know, that type of stuff happens to like people for like a reason. Like, you know, you see like somebody like I see people with prosthetic legs or without a leg at all at the gym, you know, like getting it in. Like, you know what I mean? And they're living their life happy as fuck. Yeah. Some of them don't even want a damn prosthetic leg. Like, you know what I mean? So it really just depends on like, it kind of depends on how they take it like in the world, but at the same time, you know, like it depends on how you're using that technology and like, you know, that shit. So that's how I feel about it. And like, you know, making it not like go to the extreme, like how they've been having this technology nowadays. Not saying that the technology is bad, but there's some things that we use the technology and like we use the technology in a bad way sometimes. Yeah, like, you know, fucking building big ass nuclear bombs and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of crazy.
I mean, and that's all because of somebody's ego. Like really, it's like
think about it. Oh, you can blow up too?
That's why like
It's
Spider-Man
just
says
going
like
too
great
far.
like great power comes great responsibility.
I mean, but that could just brings everything into perspective of how we need to start to think as a fucking people. You know what I mean? Like we're living in a toxic era where everybody is sensitive and they're using fucking Snapchat and Instagram. And kids are talking about I'm being bullied on the internet because everything's so accessible. Yeah. It's like, because everything's in your face. Like, I talk about it all the time, how I miss when I had to wait to get home to call somebody. Mm-hmm. And then I wish that I just had a house phone. Can I go back?
Or how do you have to jump on a bike to find out if they're home? Like, go find out.
Yeah, like go,
you know what I'm saying? That's how you really know who fucked with you.
Yeah, because somebody came to the over. Somebody gonna come through.
Or they knew what time you were free, because you know you had homework till 3:45. So everybody's out there at 4.
Because y'all had a conversation that day. Y'all, you know what I mean? Niggas wrote notes and like, I'll at you later. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was real communication. Even if y'all didn't have the same classes, you linked up with real people and had real conversations.
When the doorbell rang and then you go open the door and like the whole squad is outside.
Oh man,
and they're like, "Could you come outside?" But I look at my mom. She's like, "All right, go." You like, "Hell yeah!" Put your shoes on fast and shit.
You all hobbling out the front door with the last shoe. I'm out of here. Everybody outside.
Amazing times.
But I do think it's good now that we have the technology to like just hit up a friend whenever we can. Though, you know what I mean? Other than
it's two, like everything is
two
sides.
But that's what I mean. It should be like a balance to it.
It's always about.
But I do miss like the times of like like going out and actually going to your friend's house and putting in the effort to go see your friend. You know what I mean?
You it's
crazy. You were almost more reliable then.
Friends were really, yeah.
For real, like real shit.
Because you see people out now, it's like, I think I just called you, but you.
Mm-hmm.
I see you though, like
you text them all day.
You snapped
so
all day.
It ain't really a big deal. Because I
seen you receive it. Like I can tell you received it.
I seen my niece and my little cousins. Like when I seen my cousins when we were kids, it was like a big deal, right? Because I didn't see you since the last family gathering, or like maybe if you was lucky enough to have a cousin in school with you and some shit, right?
Right.
But we was hyped to see each other, and it was like conversations like, "What you been up to? Let's go hoop, let's do this." My niece and her cousin, they talk every day. All that they talk every day on FaceTime, right? It's to the point where now when they see each other, they don't even know what to do with each other because it's weird. Because they so used to looking at the screen. So they literally just sit next to each other on their phones
you start getting
and show each other shit.
Hey, that's kind of scary because I'm thinking about it right now. It's like people's souls are getting sucked into their phone. Bro. Your whole soul, your whole being.
Like, you don't even know how to be. You don't even like your online person, your avatar. If it's not authentic, when you get out in real life, you don't know how to be.
It's like man,
you
like
feel uncomfortable. You feel hella uncomfortable.
It's like now we're starting to create like two avatars. Like your body is like an avatar already.
So now
your body is training another. Like, it's like you're living in a different reality. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So it's like it's a trip. It's a real trip.
It's not even a different reality. It's like,
but not even a
some
different
people
reality,
understand. I know you guys understand. You guys are on a higher level of consciousness. Is what's the whole point of the show. You know what I mean? Is to get people to understand that there's a level of consciousness they got to start understanding and tapping into some real shit. Because if you don't find yourself, you're gonna get lost real quick. It's like it's a warfare out here. It's real
on every aspect, spiritual warfare.
So it's easy to get lost and then be like, "Oh, I don't have no real friends." Well, did you look in the mirror today?
Man,
right. Are you your real solid?
Like, who do you have friends? You gotta be a friend. You know what I mean? Who are you? You got to want to have it with yourself before you can like go out and expect people to like you.
And that's the cold part because you get so caught up in trying to, and I know this on some rapper shit. You get so caught up in trying to like
prove
that you're this thing, right? Yeah. You're trying to prove this, and so normal, regular me, I'm pretty solid. But when I start thinking about career and like, okay, I want to make money off of this, so perception is
I got you.
So I gotta show them this.
So got you.
When I post this picture, that shit gotta be glossy than a motherfucker.
Yeah, got you.
When I put this video out, that motherfucker gotta look MTV ready.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to put, and you can't. I can't make that video every week,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But so you try to chase that.
I can speak on that right now. And the concept that I just went with, they gonna grow with me.
Right.
They just gonna grow with me. Because if either they real and they gonna ride with you, or they gonna be like, I seen this nigga maturate, or this nigga not hot.
Yeah, and that's what you have to take. So like, it's people. Who are you doing it for? Are you doing it for the masses who are thinking like that, or are you understanding that it's people that think on the same wavelength that you do,
solid,
and that's who you rock with? You know
that's solid.
And if once you get to that place, it's a lot more. It's easier to be comfortable. It's still uncomfortable, but you start to like it and feed off of that uncomfortable.
Too. Yeah, you start to look for that too, because it's like, all right, well, I'm chopping this fear down.
Exactly,
you know what I mean, which is a big topic of one.
Because it's so easy to be like, damn, I ain't making no moves in these streets because this dude that I follow, his shit look like it's really booming out here, and I ain't posted in a week. But it don't matter.
Just like we've been doing, every podcast we've been doing is momentum. And we're just trying to get that momentum and keep that momentum, learn every step that we go and be able to maneuver in every aspect of this entertainment or letting people know about real shit.
You just got to be right with yourself.
Yeah. You just got to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, some shit is going to hurt. You got to take that shit. You ain't got to like it. But when you look yourself in the mirror, and take that punch one time, it's gonna be okay. Every day that you ever went through something bad, when you gotten over that hump, it's been amazing.
Right.
You felt so much better. You know what I mean? Once you messed up, and then better the next day. You know what I mean? So look at those L's as something to build on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And we hit this once before. Like every boss has to take a L. So if you consider yourself a boss, you have to take L's and get back from that L to be a boss.
That's literally what the job is.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Get up, stand up.
You wouldn't be in charge if you wasn't putting out fires and solving problems. So if you think you're going to be in a position of power and not have issues,
oh man, you're sadly mistaken.
You feel me? That's the whole point. That's why you were elevated, because everybody else is going to do this. You here making sure that they do that and everything is handled. And you're supposed to see the shit before it get there and be like, hey, that shit's about to blow up. Let's fix that
before it does.
You feel me? That's your job. So the higher you try to go up in any aspect, whether you talk about work, your relationship, the more you try to grow, you have to have more and more foresight. And if you think it's gonna get easier, you should just. I tell my girl this all the time. When we trying to do something, we trying to figure something out. I be like, man, I just wish I was one of these niggas out here with no ambition. Because I could just be like cutting hair on the porch, smoking and be in a beautiful bliss. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, not even wanting to go through the struggle. But because I do want more. And I do see things, it's like, but I would be so uncomfortable if I was just like bullshitting my life away.
And then at the same time, you wouldn't have a success without failure. You know?
Exactly. So I'm glad that I'm in the position I am. I'm glad that I think the way I think. It's just it's a burden that you have to carry. It's a part of the shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I never even thought about it that way, because I've always thought openly. I just figured everybody else was like that.
Yeah.
And you're blind to that. Very naive.
To what, like, well, I love that honesty. I respect that for sure.
I'm very naive to other people. I learned that as when I first got my job or when I first got promoted. Yeah. Being naive to how people work. Like, I came in, I do my job. Like, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, you think everybody does. You think everybody does.
You think everybody's ready to get it. You think everybody's ready to do that. And they're not.
Nah.
I mean, that's one of the, honestly, the job that we all have now, because we work at the same place, but I'm not going to say it here, but the job that we have now is different than any other place that I ever worked at. You know what I mean? Everywhere that I've ever worked, it's always been a much more relaxed environment, and we thrived a lot more as a team. You know? Everybody was kind of on the same page. Yeah. But here, it just seemed like, it's a lot more people.
Everybody's not on the same page.
Everybody's not on the same. But that's our leadership's fault, because they're not getting us on the same page. They're not being real leaders for us. Yeah. They're telling us what's going on, but they're not leading us as human beings. They're just looking at us as supervisors instead of being like, I need to be a leader for this human being. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than what they're doing.
Then so many people in that company. It's like, it's like you gotta really think about strategically how you're gonna lead these people. You know what I mean? And then there's so many different
But
tiers.
think about every big
You know what I
company, every Fortune 500 company, every fucking. I'm a sports franchises.
Yeah.
You're able as a sports team, you're able to build because the good teams got good coaches that they can relate to and they respect. You know how they get that respect? Because they probably deal with that person. They probably been in court with that person because they're real people. They're everyday people. You know what I'm saying? They just make a lot more money, and it's just like, okay, well, you live in a different tax bracket. That's cool. These people are still relating to one another. Being like, all right, well, shit, I got to learn who this person is if I want to work with that person, if we want to succeed. You know what I mean? And it's some surface shit most of the time, but you know what I mean? At this job. And it's like, okay, I wish they could be deeper with people and we get like really connect. Like my mom used to work for the city and she used to have like they used to have yearly barbecues. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And people used to get to know each other. And I thought that was like that's how fucking companies work. You know what I'm saying?
I find that a lot less in Fortune 500 companies.
They don't got
because it's all about mass this, mass that, let's produce this, let's produce that. Pinch and pennies, left and right.
But with that being said, stop preaching that it's about relationships.
Yeah.
We was together. You can't say that. It's like we see the business, but
that's a daily thing.
Check it out.
This is why when we had the conversation earlier, the reason why I was hesitant about taking that next step is because let's not talk about this. Or we can, but I'll say it like this. It didn't sit right with me to. I don't like hearing one thing and then knowing something else. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't picture myself in that and being I couldn't flip it and turn around and be the guy who was kicking that and not being that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
That's how I look at these cats. When they be talking to me sometimes, I'd be like really trying to get in here, like, but you sure? Just let it roll.
Just whatever, man. Finish the game.
I don't know. On a different though, looking at that same aspect we were talking about, trying to promote change. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like trying to be that person that steps up and says, nah, this is you, and that's what you thought and what you did. Yeah. But to really delve into people and it's building that relationship with other people. That's how and if you don't do that, you're not gonna breed success. Not at all. You can there's few people that will do it by themselves, but look how much harder they seem like they have to work. You know what I mean? Like their backs are breaking just left and right, day in and day out. So for me, it's I kind of want to be that let's change the direction of where this is heading. You know what I mean? Like that new generation of we might be a huge company, but at the same time, this company still needs to care about relationships as a number one priority.
People will work harder if they have more of a relationship of the person that's ordering them to do what they would do. Like if you have an actual genuine connection, with your boss, you wouldn't even care about working with them. Like most of us, we work for companies and people that handle our money, and we ain't never even seen these people before. Right. So it's kind of hard for us to actually want to work for people if we don't even know the people that we're working for.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we don't know the people that we're working for, but the head person we do work for doesn't come down and shake hands with everybody else on the floor. Chris Wright will walk through the building and won't say nothing to nobody. And I wish that he would. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that he's a bad guy because I don't judge people like that because I don't really know him. I just see his demeanor and how it rubs off on everybody else. And I've seen great leadership. You know what I'm saying? I've seen great men do great things. And I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying that what I've experienced and you know what I mean, in my life where I've been on a team or in a fucking company and they led motherfuckers to making fucking bread. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I used to work for a nonprofit organization. This dude named Regan Vick, he got everybody that a lot of people from the hood to work at this company and niggas was making money, honest money, and it was okay, well, getting niggas out of trouble, going to court with them, he was really trying to help people, you know what I'm saying? It changed people's lives.
What's the difference between a boss and a leader? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't have it. I think you can elevate to a boss level, but you could be a leader from day one because it's just a type of person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's up to you whether you decide to manifest that into the boss role or just be a leader on the level that you want. You could be a leader. I got dudes on the line that are leaders.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Employees, every day in and day out.
And they don't want to move up. They know they should.
And some of the most quiet.
Sometimes the chief has to be an Indian, sometimes the Indian has to be a chief, depending on where you are.
Yeah.
In what situation. You just got to know those levels, you know what I mean? And follow the right people if you want to be on a different level. Or, beware of somebody that might be holding you down.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Today I said that some people won't understand, small minds won't understand big moves. And it's okay that that's the situation. But just understand, I'm standing on a different plane and I'm trying to understand things a lot bigger than you.
Yeah, literally standing on a different plane.
And then you got to understand the people around you may be bringing you down. But it might be somebody real close to you. It might be one of your parents, and it may seem like they're doing something right for you. But everybody get it messed up when they don't understand it's your life. Mm-hmm. So even though they're your parents and they raised you, you know what I mean? That's when you're young. Now you're an adult and you've lived your own experiences. You got to learn to listen to your own voice. Mm-hmm. And because the truth is only for you to know only. Mm-hmm. So everything that's outside noise, if you're weak, you'll capture that outside noise and you'll live by something that's not true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If you're strong, you'll be able to have that fortitude and be able to create what's true to you. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? I think that's a lot of why I do this, is because I want to begin to cut out all the bullshit in my life and, feel more real. You know what I mean? Feel more solid in myself. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I like to look myself in the eye as well as the people around me and have the same feeling of hunger. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And respect. You know what I mean? And that's where I want to go with my life. So I want to cut the bullshit out and get to the hunger and respect. And, you know what I mean? Real conversation. You know what I'm saying? I like to sit on the edge of my seat when I'm having a conversation. And that's where it's at when you real. You know what I mean? Hear somebody's fucking real story. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And what you said about cutting shit out, that kind of go back to the social media issue you was talking about. Because I recently had to really put myself on a diet of because I remember I was scrolling through Twitter and I was like, she's stupid. There's no thing. What is that? And I kept going, and I was like, "This shit is literally making me mad." As I'm scrolling through, it's messing with my attitude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you wouldn't be so objective.
Because everything that I'm seeing is stuff that I don't agree with or stuff that's irritating me. So why am I on here? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, unfollow, mute. And I started if you look at my Instagram right now, it's just it's athletes that inspire me. You know what I'm saying? Or some motivational speakers, rappers that I look up to that ain't on no goofy stuff. I follow Nipsey Hussle and Ace Hood. You know what I'm saying?
How many times have you actually done that? Because I found myself doing that shit before, where I delete shit and then you kind of fall back into it.
And you have to just keep correcting it and keep getting it out. Yeah, and when you find yourself in that space.
I went to that same that same shit. I just because I used to be super social media head, super social media, Snapchat, all that shit. And I used to just scroll down my shit and I'd be like, man, this shit is dumb. I deleted a lot of social media that I used to have. But I was like, man, this shit is dumb. I was like, how the fuck am I even on this?
Exactly.
I'll be really having moments where I just be thinking bro, why am I so attached to this app? You know what I mean? But then at the same time, we all have friends, family that that we contact through social media and shit. But it's just a trip how you can be so glued to to this device and this app. But then at the same time, you also have the option to delete all that shit on your social media.
See,
and that's what I did.
What's fucked up now is because I see people but that's how I have a relationship with that person. Why that person never come over and see you? You don't got I know I really kick it. You know what I'm saying? But y'all always talking on social media or over the phone.
And my thing is, when I have those types of connections, you think you need them, but you really don't.
Yeah,
it's just a crutch because you be bored. You can't sleep. You need somebody to talk to while you sleep.
That's crazy.
And that's the hard part, to let some people go. Because you might have a friend that you've been cool with since since the beginning of your days, but then again, it's are you really growing with that person? Are they holding you down, or are they lifting you up? You know what I mean? And no, I feel like that's what I'm going through in my life right now. I'm going through a shift of excluding people out of my life and including people in my life. The ones that need to be there and the ones that don't need to be there.
You know what it is? I think it's just hard for us to do the right thing. It's hard for people to do the right thing, no matter what it is. No matter what it is,
our natural inclination.
Like walking on this line is a hard thing to do. Especially, I mean, for some people, way more than others. But you know what I mean. Doing the right thing is a hard thing to do because you get excited not doing the right thing or doing kind of the right thing, or you know what I mean. It's just like as human beings, we just are so weak right now. Yeah. We just so weak.
Yeah. But we got a lot of strong human beings out here too.
I know, like people are doing good things, but it's like as a collective,
like average. Yeah.
But honestly though, like I feel like as a collective, a lot of people are too, because like man, like I swear I see it like I said, when I go to LA, when I go even to like Pasadena and shit, there's all types of like food drives for the homeless, all types of like vendors, like how we were talking about earlier. There's a lot of people doing it. It just, I feel like that type of stuff doesn't get on the social media. Like it doesn't just get out in the media as much as it.
See, this is what it is, because it's the perception of things. Because some people are just doing it just to take the picture.
Yeah. But then again,
I was here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I did it.
But then again, too, what's happening now too, the government is like starting to delete posts about like, you know, positive influences. Like I have many friends that like post like positive shit on their Instagram page or on their Twitter, their websites, whatever, and that shit will get taken down because like, you know, it's talking about positive shit. But if they're talking about, you know, some drama that's going on, that shit stays up and gets blown up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to see the good that goes on in society when we're just getting flushed with so much bad shit. You know what I mean?
That's why you gotta really take a hand of that.
Everything that we're saying is actually in the view of how we're looking at shit. Because we're not talking about anybody else's perspective. Because I'm sure if we're talking to somebody that's 40 and above, they might, you know what I mean? The extent of social media might be Facebook. True. You know what I mean? So. And it might be different, it might not, but I'm sure we'll get somebody on the show to actually talk about that. But I'm gonna talk about something a little bit more interesting. You know what I mean? Switch up the vibe. But I want to talk about what the difference between art and non-art is.
I don't believe there is a difference at all. Anything you do can be art. It's what you put into that, what you're doing. Skateboarding, like me doing the act of skateboarding could be art.
So the act of falsifying everything you're
like
doing is an art?
Yeah. Copying somebody's stuff?
Yeah.
It's an art in itself.
It's art.
If you're that good at it,
I went to the school called the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm like 17 when I applied for this place, right? So then I have to start to think about it, like the words art and science. Like you grow up thinking art is like painting and science is beakers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you really break it down, those words go hand in hand. What do they call boxing? They call it the sweet science because it's a certain way you got to do it. It's a certain math to that. It's a certain art form to it, right? So like everything, when you break it down, it's a left brain, right brain thing. Everything can be broken down into an art or a science. Even like you said, skateboarding. You can watch somebody skateboard and be like, damn, because when you see it from the mind of a skater and you know the practice and you know the time and you understand what he was trying to do and he gets it done and you see the technique of it, that makes it a science. And if he does it like really well with finesse and flair, that shit is artistic. You feel me? So everything can be art. Now, where you have the blurred line, some people suck. So when you say like, people like to be like, oh, this song, he sucks. That ain't art. He's not a real artist. But who's to say? Because somebody rock with it. Right. Somebody got touched by it. Somebody got moved by it. That's all the definition of art is. Yeah. Somebody's outward expression to the world that somebody else can relate to and feel something from. That's literally all it is. So if it's trash and you feel like it's trash and it made you mad, congratulations, you just classified it as art because it pissed you off.
Trashy art.
You know what I'm saying?
Get out your feelings, basically. Get out your feelings.
So what about like what about the people that, because like, you know, like when you talk about art, like, you know, the different perspective of what people see about art, what do you feel like about like the people that, because you have like people that are like crazy ass serial killers out here, and they feel like that's like a form of art. You know what I mean? So what do you feel about that type of art? Do you feel like that's,
to be non-biased? It is a type of art.
Right.
It's a science to it, but it's a science to it.
It's science to it.
It's a way to do it.
Mathematically dissect.
It's a way to do it to not get caught. It's a way to do it to be effective.
I mean, I'm talking about the people that are just like straight up like sick, like
you shouldn't glorify it. You shouldn't be like, oh, he's great.
Glorify, but like, would you call that like art? Like if a dude came up in here right now and just started cutting up babies' heads and shit, it was like, yeah.
Hopefully not baby heads.
Why you gotta cut off baby heads? You know what I mean?
Why you gotta cut off baby heads?
But that's what
I only got one kid, but
that's what I'm trying to say.
All of us in here, you can't cut
That's what I'm trying to say.
There's one baby in this house.
That's what I mean. Like, there's science, like, you know, there's science.
Baby killer.
You know what I mean? What's the art form besides behind that?
I feel you. Okay, so peep this. Have you ever watched niggas sword fight?
Mm-hmm.
You see two samurais going at it, that shit is artistic, bro. That's why they make movies about that shit. Mm-hmm. That's why that shit is like, it's damn near romantic. That's why Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon won a movie award, because the way that shit looks. So even though these two motherfuckers are violent and they're trying to take each other's lives, the technique about it is artistic. Now, a nigga just butchering babies, I wouldn't say that shit is art. But picture this. I've seen some wild shit in some art galleries, bro, where somebody might be doing a demonstration where they cutting the baby head off. And you'd be like, what the fuck is this shit? But they got a message that they trying to convey for whatever reason.
And other cultural diversity, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, in other different cultures, like, I don't know, don't quote me on which culture it is, but like, eating dogs. Yeah. I mean,
it's only an animal. You know what I mean? If you think about it, domestic.
But it's only an animal.
It's just domesticated.
But depending on what house,
but if you have a dog, that's a family member. You know what I mean? Like
that's
right. But somewhere you go, somebody eats people.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a family member. Like
it's all about your perspective, and obviously for the extreme example you gave.
So where do you draw the line between normalization because it's in your culture or your proximity?
I think you draw the line if it starts to affect you. You know what I mean? Like it's starting to.
So if I don't have any feelings, it's
based upon
just
your
cool because I said it's
perception.
cool.
It's individual. That's individual. It's based upon your own moral compass.
I think along with what you were raised doing, how you were taught by your parents.
Yeah.
I mean, I know not everybody in this world, grows up with parents. Some people are fostered and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, somebody else was an influence on that. They imprinted on that child one way or another. To me, personally. So for me, I think that has a lot to do and a lot to play with how you become in life.
Yeah.
What your morals and standards and ethics are down the road.
Yeah.
But some people can break out of like certain morals too. You know what I mean? Just depending on what those morals are. So, but it does kind of trickle down to how you raise and shit.
I mean, some people go to church and become Satanists.
Sometimes
Satanists go to church.
And sometimes it's because of an extreme situation, like with that extreme example you gave. Sometimes when people go to church and they go to an extremely disciplined, like you can't do nothing, like everything is a sin. That'd be the main person that be like, as soon as I turn 18, I'm out of here. You feel me? And because of that, because one extreme for every action is a reaction. So because you was on this extreme end of the spectrum, you end up bouncing way over here now, and you want to see what everything is about. You feel me?
I don't feel like God works that way. I feel like God works within all that.
Within all of
everything, every realm of evil and good. Okay. So, you know what I mean? No matter how bad you've been or can be, you know what I mean? There's always a way back from it.
For sure. But I've seen it where people say I knew this girl, she grew up, her mom was like borderline, I wouldn't even say borderline, she was abusive, but she used the Bible as her basis for why she was the way she was. Mm-hmm. So as soon as she had an opportunity to get out of that, she went extreme.
So what is it with the Bible that drive people
I think
so physical, so violent? Because the Bible and violence is like best friends.
Low key.
Everything that every subject that has to do with the Bible has to do with somebody dying, being abusive, forcing somebody to do something. That is a wild concept that, you know what I mean, since the beginning of time, niggas has been hung since the Bible's been around.
Right.
It's wild.
Or decapitated or anything else.
Or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Who knows what was happening when the Bible was written? But as far as I know, a lot of Bibles and religions are similar. They have like similar paths. They talk about the similar ideologies. But if a man really wrote that and God has nothing to do with man, he's like a different entity. What do you need the book for? What does the book have to do? If you're made in God's image, aren't you like God already? What do you need the book for? Shouldn't we already be morally correct? And
I feel like
some ink on pages.
I feel like this is just grasping the iceberg because I can go on for days about this. But I feel like, all right, do you guys read the Bible?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Bible? All right, do you guys believe in the Adam and Eve story?
I did, but recently I've been questioning that shit.
Do you believe in the Adam and Eve story?
This is where I've been with Adam and Eve story. I believe the Bible is not meant. You can't take it for surface. You can't take it at surface value.
No, but I mean, just
surface value.
I mean, if you just answer it like yes or no, do you believe in the Eve story? Adam and Eve?
I believe in the story. Yeah.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
You said
I did, but I've been starting to question it just recently, like literally within the past 2 weeks.
But knowing that you can't take it at surface value, you have to believe the story because you're saying that
Right. No, yeah,
you
yeah.
believe the Bible.
I believe the Bible.
Yeah.
It's got to.
I mean, you don't
So
have
you have 4 years.
But some people were raised like that. That's a natural inclination to feel that way.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I take it for surface value now. Because you used to be like, so they fuck and then this, but how are they fucking each other? Like there's these are sisters and brothers. Like so that's not a sin.
But I mean, like if there's
so where was the good at anywhere? If everybody was fucking their mom, sister, brother, like what? What was this? What kind of party was this?
Who
was invited to this one?
You know, like taking it from just the context of just that. You know what I mean? Rather than delving deeper and
no, because that's what I mean. I was gonna dwell deeper because there's a lot of people that do believe the Bible and Adam and Eve, and I say yes. A lot of people that say no. But the thing I was gonna say on the no part is like if you don't believe the beginning, because Genesis is the beginning of the creation. That's what Genesis means, the beginning of creation. If you don't believe the beginning of the Bible, or even if you question the Bible, then why don't you not believe?
Why isn't all of it?
Or why don't you question the rest?
Like one hug.
If you don't believe the beginning, why even believe the rest of the
My uncle
shit?
is a pastor. He always say that. He say either you believe it or you don't. And he'd say that about the whole book, right? Mm-hmm. And I grew up in church, and my mom's a minister, my dad's a deacon, and I got hella ministers all in my family, right? So I remember we asked that question. He asked that question specifically, and one of my uncles pointed it out to me. Now, I am not a minister, bro. I probably didn't pay attention as much as I should.
Yeah.
But he actually broke it down to me and showed me in some study where they took the Bible verses and things that were said, and then they went back and looked at the timetables and all of that stuff, right? And he basically broke it down to me like this. If somebody came and wrote a story about us right now, the story would include just the 5 dudes, right? But it wouldn't necessarily have to tell you every single other person and every single other story that's going on next door in the next room. And this, you know what I'm saying? So even though things were happening right here in this moment, there's other people and other things happening, right? So when you got to the point where everybody started fucking, there were other people. There's a passage that speaks about other people that were available and that were there. You know what I'm saying? So that's when that kind of cleared up a little bit for me at that point.
Are there more people than Adam and Eve?
No, not them two were the first two, and then after you got to think a kid grows up. That time span, other people populate. I don't know how or why, or if you want to say like, oh, he started making other people crazy, like and then spreading them out. But
this is my theory. That Adam and Eve were just in the two in this vicinity.
Right? And that was their story at that point. Yeah, it don't mean that the whole globe.
Yeah, because there were other Adam and Eves. There was
it was two people. Right?
Since you said that, have you guys ever heard of Lilith?
I have.
Lilith, you heard about that?
Yeah.
Lilith is supposed to be the before Eve even happened. She was there before Eve. I would speak on it, but it's like a long story. I would just say look it up.
Yeah.
But you can look it up. I think it's even in a dictionary. You can look it up.
We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you.
But just look on the topic.
Sure.
Just look on the topic.
Yeah.
Sure. That's all I would say. Because it'll kind of open your mind up on like, the whole Adam.
Possibility, yeah.
And then like if you really think about, because like the Bible, it's so much wordplay and science behind it. Like if you look at you ever heard of the mitochondrial Eve gene?
Yeah.
And you ever heard of like atoms?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you literally mix those two together, you get reality.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the Bible uses certain
surface value.
Yeah, exactly. Surface value. But
And
the thing that messes it up is they start making it a rule to to believe it this type of way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They start making it like demanding you, right? They start putting that fear into you. You know what I mean? Like it gotta be this way. Like you know what I mean?
And you gotta
think that way.
remember how many times has it been rewritten in different.
That's where I was gonna go next.
And one of the first things I said was, anything that's anything, it gets to a point where you either gonna weaponize it or monetize it.
Exactly.
And that's what
That's all when you said that too. I was like, I'm so glad you said that shit.
Because that's literally so it has good intentions. I grew up learning all of that stuff, and it's decisions that I make to this day that are based on what I believe in. And I ain't out here doing. I ain't living reckless. I ain't. You know what I'm saying? Right. I ain't did nobody dirty. I ain't never been locked up. You know what I'm saying? Like these things have guided me on what I believe is a solid path. I do some shitty shit sometimes, but I felt the way about it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's made me the person I am. And then you can find somebody who grew up with me in them same Bible studies, who did some other shit. Totally. You know what I'm saying?
I remember Bible study being the place where I was doing this shit.
Yeah, bruh. So
I can't wait to go to Bible study.
bruh. Straight up. So it goes both ways. Anything can be perverted. Anything can be turned to be manipulated, man. It's all about how you take it and how you decide you want to use something and what you want to do with it. Because we could take a movie and I might be like, yo, that shit was inspiring. Yeah, I like that. And you'd be like, yeah, I like when he was killing motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You took like, damn, that's the part you like. But we watched the same movie, but we took it two different ways.
Through a different lens, man. But it's always about having a great conversation. And we're going to end it there today. And it's been a solid conversation with some solid guys. And thank you to the Relative Vision Podcast. And we'll be putting more videos up. We got an app on the way. We got clothes on the way. Dope. And you know what I mean? We're going to stay live. We're going to stay working. And we got content. 2 weeks we're working on a music video for my boy Shane Chow Mein, but he's not Asian. You dig?
No hate.
It's all love. But we got stuff coming. But Jeremy, let them know where they can find your music at, because this guy has been hot fire. You've seen him on Instagram. You know what I mean? All facts. You know what I mean? Honestly, this dude's music's really fire, and I've been listening to it all the time. And we're gonna push his shit until the wheels fall off.
Appreciate it.
So where can we find it?
If you search anything anywhere, Maclowe, Mac like the computer, Lowe like the hardware store, MACLOWE.
Why Maclowe?
That's my pop's name.
Okay.
So my dad's name is MACK.
Okay.
And I had a conversation with him because my dad is like the most hardworking dude I've ever physically met. You know what I'm saying? So
right, that's why. Yeah.
So like when I see after I got a job and I started to like really work and like have to be somewhere. Yeah. And then I was like, yo, this man did this for how long? You know what I'm saying? And he was pulling what type of shifts?
Respect.
You see what I'm saying?
Respect.
So I got to a point where I was thinking of a new name because I was using the same little goofy name that I was using when I was a kid. Yeah. And I was like, what better name to try to aspire to put in lights? What better name to try to make people want to see, want to hear, or talk great about? Like, so I wanted to get to a point where when people was like, yeah, Maclowe is dope. Yeah. They might be talking about me, but I just want them words to ring out. You know what I'm saying? Because I want people to talk about how great Maclowe is.
Yeah, and people don't
You know what I'm saying?
recognize their fathers and
That's
the
odd.
father figures that we had.
That's
You
odd.
know what I mean? In today's day and age, man.
Yeah.
Men got to respect men in a different way.
Yeah,
these days,
for
man.
sure.
Be able to give love and receive it, man. And that's a powerful message.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I
Hey, Clive, you have a great man in your life, man. And I'm trying to be a great father myself, and hopefully I will do a good job. But yeah, man, there's these dudes right here are all good dudes. And definitely listen to his music, Facts Only. What was his latest video?
Facts Only is the latest one. I got some new stuff on IG. That's MACLOWE on there as well. 2 tracks on the SoundCloud. I just dropped a joint called The Man. And I got another joint called My Name Is kind of dope too.
Oh yeah, I think I heard that.
Yeah.
And then you said the project is dropping.
I'm still trying to figure out when. I kind of want to do second quarter. I might do my birthday again, so it might be June.
Okay.
But yeah, no later than June for sure.
Okay. You're a Gemini.
Cancer.
Cancer? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what's up. Well, we'll catch you next time on the podcast with the fam.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Keeping the vision, third eye open. Relative Vision TV. Holla at us.